Bryan. Welcome to Chiller Night Live. We're from 8 p.m. Eastern Time until 9 o'clock. We'll talk about all things horror, science fiction, paranormal. You pick the topic, we'll make a show out of it, or give it a good honest effort, by golly. But tonight, we are at some point, coming up here soon, we'll be talking with Joshua Maley about his movie Waltz. So more to come on that here shortly. Renee, right out the gate, Renee says, "Hello, how the heck are you, Bryan and Ava Hogue? Buttercup, it's Chiller Night, Theater, Escape Room, Taco Tuesday, Horror, Sci-Fi Show." Nailed it, she says. Yes, well, welcome, Renee. Thank you. It's good to see you here tonight, joining us with your always stellar intros. Stephanie says, "Hey, y'all. Hey, Stephanie, thanks for joining us." Daniel says, "Hello, Bryan. Gemma Oakland and I are watching." Hey, Daniel, thanks for joining us. And thank you, Gemma and Oakland, for joining us as well. So Bonehead says, "Hey, hello. Hey, Bonehead's on Facebook tonight. I can't get you on YouTube." He says, "Huh, that is odd. That's weird." Renee is on YouTube. Stephanie is on YouTube. So that's kind of the weird thing about this. If you're on YouTube, you can't see, of course, Facebook viewers and vice versa, but I see all. Yes. Al says, "Hi everyone, it's Chiller Night." Yes. Thanks for joining us, Al. Renee says, "Jack-o'-lantern, buckle up, Buttercup." Yes, it is October. What do you think of that? So pretty happy about that. Was it? No, we didn't have a show last week because I was preparing for Jack Shadow's House of Terror. We'll talk more on that. But we did open up. We had a good opening weekend. Everything went very well, very well. I cannot complain at all. In fact, there's a picture of Jack Shadow himself with a little buddy he is kind of hanging around with there. One of the many ghosts and ghouls at Jack Shadow's House of Terror, Art the Clown from the Terrifier. Yep. Wow, that's a pretty neat looking costume, I'll tell you too. D says, "Good evening, everyone." Good evening, D. Thanks for joining us. Jason says, "Good evening. I like that. I have a bye this week from Cornhole." How was this past weekend at the House of Terror? It was very, very good. I know I enjoyed it. Daniel, it looked like Daniel was having a good time in his room. In a couple weeks, Oakland will be celebrating her 6th birthday. Very cool, very cool. Well, we'll have to make sure to wish Oakland a happy birthday when it gets a little closer. 6 years old. All right. Beverly says, "Hello." Hey, Beverly, thanks for joining us. Jason says, "Jack put Art the Clown in his place, I'm sure." Jack just kind of lets him do what he wants. He's kind of I don't know. I think they're on the same page when it comes to a lot of stuff Halloweenish. Stephanie says, "Yikes, it's Art the Clown from Terrifier. Run away." I know he's an odd one, isn't he? Well, Jack's not all that stable to begin with either. Bonus says, "Good evening to Bryan." Oh, there you are on YouTube. "Good evening to Bryan, Miss Ava, and the Chiller Night crew. What's on the schedule for your October, Mr. Hogue?" Well, we got more House of Terror. And I will mention, too, that, of course, we'll be doing the haunted house, escape rooms. There's even a birthday party. One child's going to be having a birthday party. And I think they're going to be 6 years old, too, just like Oakland. So I believe Jack Shadow may be there. He will be there. Do some magic tricks and stuff like that for the kids. And give them a little tour through the haunt. Daniel says, "Brains." I'm sure in the best zombie voice you can muster. Stephanie says, "Happy belated." Happy early birthday, Oakley. Yes. Well, thank you, Stephanie. That's nice of you. And then Bonus says, "Woo, for a minute I thought John Wayne Gacy was in that picture." No, just creepy Art the Clown. Kevin says, good evening. Good evening, Kevin. Thanks for joining us. SBC says, hello, everyone. I didn't expect you to have time today. Oh, yeah. I am here. John says, what are they talking to? They're not where on the best reason to be on Facebook or YouTube. It's Tuesday night, and it's time again for Chiller Night Live. This is Crozak the Grand, and now here's our host, back from his triumphant hosting of the Haunted House of Jack Shadow. Here's our host, Bryan Hogue. Thank you, Crozak the Grand, and John, for that always grand intro. So, yeah, I was not, I'm still, you know, doing things and maintaining and keeping busy, but it's not as bad. Once that opening night's out of the way, there's a lot of, just a heap of stress and stuff that I get to, you know, but it's the months leading up to the haunt is what's really nerve-wracking, to make sure that you're gonna be ready, because once you market this thing, there's no, okay, well, maybe. No, I mean, you are, obviously you're committed. Time, money, sacrifice, and you better be ready. Dee says, oh man, I didn't know you did parties. Should have planned a Halloween birthday for our twins. Don't. Well, I didn't know that either, Dee, so don't feel bad. It was just something that just very recently somebody asked me, a couple asked me if we would do it, and I said, you know, I'm not really prepared in planning these things, but we talked about it. I talked about it with the parents, and you know, we came out with a pretty good agreement there. It looks like there's going to be quite a bit of kids going to be there, so yeah, it's something new, I guess, that we, you know, you don't know if you don't try, and you know, kudos for them for asking, because like I say, you know, the answer is always no until you ask. So, Bonus says, hello, Miss Stephanie Press. How was your book club? And what did you go over today? I hope you don't get mad at me always asking about your book club. I read a lot, so it's interesting to me. That's pretty cool. You got to get into a book club. I wonder if you could do a book club, or even if you didn't live around. Now, here's an idea. If somebody's already doing this, all right. But why not do an online one? If you don't live around an area that has a book club, maybe there's a Zoom, like an online book club. I don't know. That's a neat idea. If you're into reading like that, might be something interesting to do. Daniel says, I'm ready for Friday night to arrive. I hope we have a lot of people walk through. Absolutely. Me too. Me too. Now, what we do, we also have drawings for everybody who goes through. General admission ticket buyers have a chance to enter their name and contact information for a chance to win a prize. And we have these, Ava and I bought these huge toys, you know, these dolls. We got a couple of the Annabelles. That will be the first week. And the fourth week, we also have the Trick or Treat Sam from, well, for Trick or Treat, the little Sam Hain guy with the pumpkin head, and Chucky. You got to have Chucky, so we have Chucky as well. So there will be 4 weeks, 4 prizes. So one winner every week, and the drawing will be every Sunday, and we'll announce it every Sunday. So if you live in the area, I suggest you get yourself over to Jack Shadow's House of Terror every Friday and Saturday night in October from 7 to 10. And try your luck with that. And also, oh yeah, and then at the end, we have this neat little, I don't know if the lighting's quite right on that, if it looks too bright or whatnot in there, but the camera really picked everything up pretty clear. But it looks really cool. After you get out of the haunt, there's a little photo op place there. You can get your picture. I think next year, if we do this next year, I'll have a life-size cardboard or cutout there of Jack Shadow as well. I think that'll be pretty cool. But so the Annabella winner by the way, was Kevin Williams. So Kevin, if you are watching, if you happen to be watching the show tonight, once again, congratulations for winning Annabelle. I don't know if everyone in your family is going to be as enthused, but creepy looking thing, but congratulations to you, and thank you for coming to the House of Terror and for entering to win. So had a lot of names in that bowl to win that one. So it's almost time to call Josh. So, but before I do that, I will show you the House of Terror. Look at that. House of Terror this year. Jack Shadow's House of Terror, by golly. Every Friday and Saturday night in October. And on the 19th and 26th from 3 to 5 p.m. will be the no scare hours. If you want to bring the kiddies over to go through it, there will be no monsters in the haunted house at that time. It'll just be a scare-free tour of the haunted house. So and you can see all that information at chillernight.com. Again, we are in the Chiller Night store at the Cranberry Mall. That's the Cranberry in Venango County, Pennsylvania. So there we go, there we go. Oh, and also $2 off general admission tickets when you buy online. Or if you could happen to find the coupons that are out there, there's about 10,000 of them in circulation. And with that, let's try this ad.
Visit Jack Shadow's House of Terror haunted house every Friday and Saturday night in October from 7 to 10 p.m. at the Cranberry Mall in Venango County, PA in the Chiller Night store. We've got no scare tours for the kids on Saturday, October 19th and 26th from 3 to 5 p.m. Online ticket purchases get $2 off general admission price at chillernight.com. Jack Shadow and his ghosts and ghouls will be ready. Will you?
All right. Looks like a pretty good haunt, huh? Well, it is. So come on through, and Dee says we plan on being there the 19th. All right, awesome. All right. Now, one thing I do, you know, I stay in character. However, I do say this to all the actors. If somebody wants a picture with the characters after they've done their scare or their skit, you know, feel free to do that. So don't be shy. Don't be shy. A lot of people actually ask for pictures with Jack Shadow after he does his thing and before he lets them in. Gemma wants you to dress up like Jack Shadow for next week's Chiller Night Live. Oh, does she? I can't say I'll do that. However, I'll meet you halfway on this, Gemma. I will, well, I mean, Jack Shadow will likely be here on a Tuesday night this month because here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of doing a live Chiller Night Theater Halloween special, and it would make sense for me to do that on like the Tuesday before Halloween. So just something I'm trying to arrange anyways. So I'd like to do that. So maybe you'll see Jack Shadow on a Tuesday night coming up. Let's see. I figured she might tell me something new and different to read since she's on here. Bun is this? Yes. Awesome plus on that. Oh, is Stephanie? I got 2 scary books to read for 2 out of 3. One is what? Nosferatu? Nosferatu, I guess. I like a different way of saying it. By Joe Hill, and the other is How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. Oh, they both sound pretty cool to me. Roger says, good evening. Good evening, Roger. Thanks for joining us. I hear it pronounced differently, and I figured I'd ask. Someone on here would know, I'll wager. Bonnet says. SBC says, a Jack Shadow photo wall with a hole where you can stick your head through. That'd be cool. Or Jack would be holding the head, maybe. Jason says, great commercial. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's see. Commercial's not bad, SBC says. Thank you. John says, a Jack Shadow Funko Pop. Take my money now. Oh, I would love that. Maybe I'll do that. Loretta is giving me a hi and a little wave there. So thanks for joining us, Loretta. All right. So hopefully the 29th, D says, is it, yeah, without looking at the calendar, if that's the Tuesday. Oh, no, no. Yeah, maybe, huh? Then I'd have a few days to edit it for like Stream TV for a Halloween special. I'll have to let them know if they want to play that. Yeah, maybe so, maybe so. Stephanie says, I just checked. Joe Hill is Stephen King's son. Patty says, hey, Patty, thanks for joining us. I'm going to give Joshua a call here in just a few seconds. So, does anybody know how much for one night at Holiday Inn in Cranberry? I do not happen to know that. No, Patty. I could find out after the show within the next day or two. I could maybe give them a call and message you. Daniel says, has anybody ever read the book Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark? No, but that's a neat cover on that book. I do like that. All right, so I'm going to give Joshua a call right now, and we're going to talk about his movie, Waltz. Pretty cool. Here we go. Hello. Hey, Josh, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Real good, real good. I appreciate you being on here tonight for Chiller Night Live, and we're going to be talking about your movie, Waltz. So.
Thank you. I'm always glad to stop by and chat with you.
Yeah, it's a little different than what we've usually done in the past. We've been on Chiller Chat in the past. I haven't had those running for a while, but hopefully I'll get back to doing those again. But I appreciate you sending me the pictures. Well, I'll be showing those periodically as we're discussing your movie. What can you tell us about Waltz?
Well, it's a psychological thriller, kind of in the vein of movies like Psycho. We have a young lady who is like a lot of us these days, in kind of a financial bind and trying to make ends meet, so she doesn't have to tuck her tail and run back home to England, where she's from.
Mm-hmm.
And she turns to social media and kind of an OnlyFans analog site we call Biggest Fan. And she tries to earn some money selling, photos of herself of a certain nature online.
Mm-hmm.
And meets with some success, but a little too much, because as she finds, she has a fan who wants to take things a little bit further than they should. And as you can see there in the photos, that particular fan ends up getting her in a very unpleasant position that she has to find her way out.
That's a really cool looking get up that individual has on the fan. That's really cool.
Thank you. That was designed by Jason Proakis from Morgor Effects.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's worked with me on pretty much every movie I've made so far. Yeah, he does a lot of really good effects work. Everything's all practical and bloody and gory, and
That's really cool.
Yeah, I was real happy with that design.
That is neat. Now this has of course, the Alice in Wonderland thing. We see the main actress dressed up in a Alice costume, and looked like the fan had the. Is that what you're calling him, the fan, or does he have another term that he goes by?
The fan is actually, we just call them the Hatter in the script.
The Hatter. Okay, I saw the Hatter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's more or less what they refer to themselves as too throughout the movie. So, yeah, it is kind of a theme. I've loved Alice in Wonderland and like its fantastical craziness. And some years ago, we did a short film also called Waltz. It was kind of the same story, but a little bit different. And we had again an Alice being abducted by a Hatter and being tormented and things. So. We tried to go a little bit more subtle this time with the imagery and stuff, but you'll see even it's the story of Alice in Wonderland is there even like in our our score and in our music, we have some cues and things that kind of call upon the imagery of the story too. So yeah, it's pretty neat. I think if you're a fan of that particular story, you'll definitely find some cool stuff in there.
I am. I think it's an interesting. I think we all like that term down the rabbit hole. You know, everybody immediately relates that to Alice, or things are gonna get really weird, like a Twilight Zone type of weird, or Land of Oz type of strange. You know, when you're in that like a magical world. So I love stories with that kind of I don't know, theme behind them. But that's it. But now it seems like this particular Hatter fan just seems really psycho. You can just tell by looking at the pictures there. So I'm sure she's in for quite an interesting experience here.
It's funny that you said a psycho, because there's pretty much a line in there where Alice says some psycho dressed up like the Mad Hatter. So yeah, that's what we're going for.
I like that. That is really neat. So Jason, whoops, hit the wrong. Jason made the mask there, and I'll go down through the pictures. Let's see. I'll get some. There's a delay here, so I don't know if you're watching this as I'm presenting it, but there's probably about a 7-second or maybe a little bit more delay here. But in one of the pictures that you sent, there's a young lady in like a pink blouse and another in a blue. And I didn't know if you wanted to comment on some of the actors who are in your film.
Sure. Yeah, so Alice is, she's the girl in the blue there with the red hair. She's played by, we say she's actually British actress Hannah Keeley, because some people think that she just puts on the accent, but she actually is from England. And she has a very storied history as an actress. She's one of the first people I've worked with who is a working actress. Like, that is what she does for a living. She doesn't have a day job exactly. You know, she goes from film to film and play to play. She's toured all over Europe and China as part of Pride and Prejudice. And she's got some serious chops, and she does an amazing job as Alice in this, I think. And then her co-star, the girl in the pink shirt, and also in the little bar scene in the sweater there, that's Hattie Bayer, or Bayer, I think that's how we say it. I'm sorry, Hattie, if I mispronounced your name. She's relatively new, but you would not think that to see her in action. She was, when we filmed this, she was going into her senior year at Point Park. So she went there for the acting program, the Conservatory of Performing Arts there. And she is just absolutely amazing. The two of them had really good chemistry together. Hattie plays the character of Ginny. She's a coworker of Alice's, who's kind of mousy and quiet, forgettable. But she's, you know, tries to make overtures and be friendly with Alice, and doesn't ever seem to go her way. And the way that Hattie brought that to life was just awesome. She's really good.
Cool. Very good. And I see David there.
Yep, David Dietz. So he's been around for a while. He's been in a number of Pittsburgh films, a lot of stuff. He's been in some projects with John Iwanenqui, who is another fairly prolific actor. David has starred with Kurt Angle, the WWE wrestler. He's been in a couple of projects with him. And he's also written and directed his own film. It was a vampire thriller called Indemnity.
Right.
I had the chance to watch that for the first time maybe about 3 weeks ago. And it was really, really good. I enjoyed it. It was a fun take on the whole vampire genre. So it was good stuff. So he's a fairly prolific Pittsburgh area talent as well. So I was lucky to find these three, and putting them all together was just, it was great. It was peanut butter and jelly, and I guess also, you know, the right kind of bread for the three of them.
Very cool. Now, you are having a premiere for the show coming up rather soon.
We are, yeah. We're going to be at the Lindsay Theater in Swickley. Beautiful locally owned theater. They do a lot of work with local and emerging filmmakers here. In fact, this is part of their Emerging Filmmakers Showcase where they'll, highlight the work of a local filmmaker, and they give us, the theater and the red carpet and whole premiere treatment. It's going to be next Thursday, October 17th at 7:30 p.m. Admission is free, so if you're in the area, you can come by and see Waltz. There's no charge for admission, and they have the most amazing popcorn. Let me tell you, I don't know what they do to it, but it's
Oh, is that right?
It is. It's very, very good. But yeah, they don't require that there's no charge. You just have to. They recommend rather that you visit their website, the Lindsay Theater, and reserve your seats. That's all. They just want to make sure that they have a good head count. The room that we're having this in, it's the larger of the two screening rooms there. I think the total capacity is 169 seats, and we're just over halfway full already. So we have a little bit more than a week to go, and hopefully we'll pack it out. We'd love to have a sellout if you can sell out a free show. And,
right.
put all the butts in all the seats, I guess.
That's right. One of our viewers, SBC, I know he's interested in filmmaking. He says, yes, how high was your budget for the film?
So the film in total, I think the final cost was somewhere around like 20 or 21,000. That was all self-funded too. We did a little bit of fundraising at the very, very end to help with post-production, but the actual production budget came in somewhere around 20K, and that was all out of pocket from me, basically. I didn't want to mess with, are we sure we can do this? Are we going to be able to raise it or not? So I just took the savings that we had and powered through it.
Well, very cool, very cool. All right, so viewers, hopefully we can get a couple of our viewers. If you're interested, if you're in the Sewickley area, you can contact the Lindsay Theater and maybe reserve one of your seats for the premiere of Waltz, a film by Joshua Maley. And I'm going to make your picture a little bigger so they can see your, let's see, grimsleeperproductions.com. Now you said that might be not up right now, that website. Was that correct?
Yeah, we've been having some trouble with the forwarding on that. I did send you on Facebook Messenger the actual web address, but you can find us maybe easier on social media. On Facebook, we're G is in Grim, S is in Sleeper, Prod, Prod. So you can just do facebook.com/gsprod, or you can find us at facebook.com/waltzthemovie. We're out there, so you can find some more info on the premiere and the other two screenings. We're going to be screening at Freddy's Haunts on the 24th. I don't have a start time for that yet, but that one is not free, but you pay for $25 to get in. You can see the movie and then take a tour of the haunt. So we'll have that coming up on the 24th. And then we have another screening a day or two after that. I don't have the details on that, so I don't want to share anything just yet. But we do have a third screening coming up that we'll share on our social media as well.
All right, very cool, very cool. Let's see. Oh, Stephanie asked, Joshua, how long did the shooting take?
We shot for a grand total of about 18 or 19 days. We tried to just do like a normal work. We'd shoot for 5 or 6 days and then have a few days off and go back to it. Didn't always work out that way. Sometimes we had to take a week or two and regroup. But in total, it's about 18 or 19 days from August through the end of September back in 2001.
What 2000 what?
2001. So three years ago, we actually shot this about 3 years ago.
Okay. All right. Wow.
Did I said 2001?
Yeah, but I thought I got to be hearing that wrong, or I'm sure there meant to be a 2 in there.
Yep, exactly. 2020.
Been at this a long time, Josh.
It took a while to get it out, but not quite that long.
One of those slow burners. That's sure to be good. All right. Well, Josh, thanks for coming on and telling us about Waltz. And they can also, like you said, they can go to even on Facebook, and I put up the picture here with the spelling. Just look under WALTZ. That's what I did, and you can find the page and go there and check it out. And I hope you guys do get a chance to check it out. If you live down by Swickley, give it a look-see, give it a visit. And all right, Josh, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think that covers it. Just thanks for having me on. I appreciate the chance to talk a little bit about it, and
Oh, absolutely.
hope to see some folks there.
All right, well, we hope so, and thanks again for being on the show tonight. I wish you much success for your movie. I hope you have a standing room only.
That would be awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, you take care. We'll talk to you later.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. All right, very cool. Very cool. So hopefully, if you live down that way, you get a chance. Check out the Lindsay Theater on October 17th. Yeah, that was neat. Brandon says, Brian's having a conversation and we're all wondering what we're going to talk about, LOL. Yeah. SPC says, how many films have you made? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. I didn't see that question, SPC. Let's see. Let's type PBR Street Game. All right, so yeah, check that out if you get a chance. And again, that's at the Lindsay Theater. LindsayTheater.com. So there you go. And let's see. And also, speaking of theater, Chiller Night Theater streams every. I guess I should give the correct term. Streams every Saturday night. You have a couple different channels that play that, at least that I know of. Every once in a while, I find out some other channel somewhere is playing it, but the ones that I know of are, and they've been with us for a long time. Stream TV. They've played Chiller Night Theater every Saturday night since October of 2017. So they of course begin streaming at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and they've been playing 4 Chiller Night Theaters back to back every Saturday night. So there's Stream TV at streammedia.tv, and also New York 48 WWON TV every Saturday night at 11:58 p.m. Eastern Time. And both of those links are in the show description, so you can find them there. So hopefully you get to check out Chiller Night Theater every Saturday night. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we will have a special Halloween episode. I don't know how much time I had to actually prepare that. It always gets to this time of the year where I'm thinking, okay, maybe I might have some time. Jack just might have to wing some of this. It's not really his style. But if we're going to have a show with Jack Shadow hosting, we might just have to do that. We'll see. That'd be kind of cool, though. But I was thinking about that. I thought maybe we'll have a, we could tape it or live stream it on a Tuesday night in place of the Chiller Night Live, and then I chop it up, edit the thing, and send it off. Then maybe I can coordinate that with Stream TV to have a Halloween special. So I'm sure Jack Shadow would love to host a special episode of Chiller Night Theater. So let's see. Love Chiller Nights, D says. Thank you, D. SBC Waltz. Oh, there's Joshua. Okay, he's on here. The fellow we were just talking to, of course. SBC, he's answering, Waltz is our first feature. Prior to that, I made 6 short films. Thanks for that question. Yes, And Josh has been on Chiller Chat in the past talking about different projects he's worked on over the years. So, but that's pretty cool. Stephanie says, by the way, whoever asked about the book called Scariest Stories to Tell in the Dark, I've read all 3 books. Ah, neat. I think that was Daniel. I think Daniel was asking about that. That's pretty cool. Patty wants to know where you can find the shorts. Josh, I don't know if you're still on here, but PBR says, hi, you bonehead. Yes. Hey, PBR, thanks for joining us. Oh, there is his traditional waves. I had to scroll up to see those. I missed those as I was talking to Josh here. Patty says, New York 48 on Roku. It seemed to say that. Yeah, that one's on Roku, I believe. Oh, there's Dee's answer there right below. New York 48 streams on the Roku. Stream TV does not. No. Sadly, they do not. They used to. But they that was quite a while ago. It's been probably 4 or 5 years, maybe, that they no longer have their streaming channel. But yes, New York 48 does stream on Roku. Jack Shadow for President, PBR says. Bonet says, I don't have a Roku, so I just rewatch Brian's uploaded movies on YouTube. Wow, yeah, there's an option as well. You can do that as well. So, and then there's my baby Ava, and she's on Facebook, and she posted something, which I'm guessing are emojis, because for some reason on here they take forever to. Ah, there we go. I got 2 hearts and a jack-o'-lantern. So, all right, love you, baby. Bonet says, Brian, have you heard from Paul or Tom lately? I heard from Paul last week. Tom, I don't know. I know he wasn't here. Well, none of us were here last week. I was about to say last week, but the week before, I think, last week we didn't have a show, and so I don't see him on here tonight. No. But Paul just texted me not too long ago. My time gets a little blurred, coming in the haunt season, so it could have been a week. No, it was last week. It was last Tuesday, so I had to tell Paul. I said, oh, Paul, unfortunately I won't be having a show tonight because it's really crunch time. I mean, really crunch time for the haunted house, so I got to make sure I'm all prepared. So I couldn't afford to take last Tuesday night off, unfortunately. SBC says, Joshua Maley, I hope your film will be a huge success. I'm currently shooting a horror film with a haunted doll. Ah, very cool. I can't wait to see that. But it says, I haven't heard from Tom in about a month. Oh, yeah? I don't know. I don't know when the last time he was on the show. I guess it would have been about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Yeah, who knows? But I will take this time to plug, where the heck? Zombie Outbreak, my horror-themed escape room. One of them, anyways. Who's the other one? Who's the Witching Hour? Zombie Outbreak and the Witching Hour. Both are 1-hour escape rooms, horror-themed, at the Chiller Night store at the Cranberry Mall in Venango County, Pennsylvania. The escape rooms are the escape experience part of the store. If you want to call 814-209-8214, you can book your game, your escape room game, either one of those, or you can go to chillernight.com and book either the Witching Hour or Zombie Outbreak. And of course, also at my store, Chiller Night, we have Jack Shadow's House of Terror. So, all kinds of cool stuff going on at Chiller Night at the Cranberry Mall. All right. So hopefully if you live close by, you can stop in and Oh, Brett says, hey, Bryan Hogue. Hey, Brett, thanks for joining us. Speaking of the Cranberry Mall, Brett works there at the Cranberry Mall. So thanks for joining us tonight. Bonus says, sorry, I missed the old gang. Glam Fangs and Tom and all the hijinks and fun we used to have. Oh, I'm sure he'll be back on here. Bonus says, I'm starting to feel like the last of the old breed. The old guard. LOL, he says. Well, that happens. But I'm sure everyone will be back. I'm sure they will. Hey, we even saw Diana Silvio pop up here a few times. Kind of jump in and out, say hello. And I know she and David were regulars as well. It's a lot easier, I think, for a lot of people to watch it when we had it on Saturday nights. This show was on Saturday nights. For those who don't know this, it was the pre-show. It was the Chiller Night pre-show, and it was on the hour prior to 9 o'clock when Stream TV would then start streaming the shows. So it was kind of cool. We did an hour on here online, and then you switched over to Stream TV and watched the scheduling for the night. So, and at that time, if you remember, well, this is only a couple years ago. So we had a combination of Chiller Night Theater and Chiller Chat episodes. We did Chiller Chat. Talking to Josh tonight kind of gave me that reminder of what it was like to do the episodes of Chiller Chat. So I'd like to get those started again. I always did enjoy those. Those were inspired by when I first started doing Chiller Night Theater, I did we had segments. I mean, when we first started doing Chiller Night Theater, it was actually called Sleepy Hollow Theater back in 2008. It was Saturday night on the local TV station in Venango County, and we had a little bit of everything. We had Jack Shadow segments. We had a co-host, had his segments, Digging Deeper with Professor Graves. We had musical guests on. We had segments of Chiller Chat, of interviews. That's where the earlier segments of Chiller Chat, when you see them broken up into 3 segments, that's because they were inserted in between breaks of the movie. We had all kinds of stuff. It was a really very, very ambitious show. And I enjoy those early days as well, even though, we would go out, we would go to like all the way across the state to Gettysburg. We did a couple things over there. It was nothing to just pack up and go to Pittsburgh or Ohio with a paranormal investigation team. Did a lot of that stuff like in the field. It was pretty cool. I don't know. It just seems like, man, it seems like we've been on forever. And when I start remembering that stuff. But it says, yeah, you're right, Brian. It's like missing members of your family when they're away. Yeah. Yep. Stephanie says, by the way, about the book Arthur Grady Hendricks, he also did Final Girls Support Group, which I also read for book club. Interesting. I'm not familiar with that. Interesting. Renee says, ha, I had no internet. LOL. What? were you typing thinking that we were seeing your comments? I hope not. I hope you didn't think we were ignoring you. PBR says, Chiller Chat, way cool. D says, wow, the earlier segments got under my radar, bummer. Well, that was the previous show. So I didn't want to put the old shows on YouTube because I didn't want to kind of confuse people. Like, what is this, Sleepy Hollow Theater or Chiller Night Theater? So Chiller Night Theater started. I changed the name in 2015. And to relaunch the show, that was the night Chilly Billy was on the show. So with his with his blessing, I you know, I changed the name that night to Chiller Night Theater. So, Renee says, I just got back. Well, we are happy that you're back. Thanks for coming back. Let's see. Patty says, Bonehead, why don't you start one? It's not that hard to do. What's that, with like an online book club? Is that what you're talking about? Because I actually think, now that I mentioned that, like, I don't know about book clubs. I don't know if that's a thing, you know, to do an online one, but I wouldn't think that it would be that difficult. Bonus says, Pennsylvania, there ain't nobody down here by me that reads much. I tried, nobody was interested. That's why I don't start one. Yeah, maybe you could start an online one, though. That actually sounds kind of neat. You could start a Discord book club, D says to Bonehead. I'm not sure what that is, but, you know, I think that there are some options. I don't know that you necessarily have to go somewhere. You know, maybe that's an idea. Maybe that's been done. Maybe it hasn't, but I just don't know why that couldn't be done. Look at us. We're sitting here doing this. Or maybe if it's a smaller group, maybe it could be done on even like a Zoom call or something. You could meet on Teams or Zoom. There are options. Or maybe that's what Dee's referring to, Discord book club. I'm not sure what Discord is. I've heard of it, but for some reason I can't think of what that is. There you go. All right. Well, Dee, when you do stop in the House of Terror, Jack Shadow will know now who you are. I didn't know. Neither Jack or myself knew who you were at the time a few weeks ago there, so felt bad about that. Stephanie says, oh, sorry, Brian, I'm in 3 book clubs. 2 is at my local library and 1 is online. Ah, so Stephanie is in an online one. So there you go. There you go. She's in 3 book clubs and 1 is online. So there you have it. It can be done. It has been done. It's being done. So there you go. Maybe you can join a book club online there, Bonehead. I think that's a neat idea. Yeah, especially if you don't have anybody around you. Well, Brian, here's the burning question for you, Bonehead says. Which do you like better, pumpkin pie or pumpkin roll? Ooh, I'm going to go with pumpkin pie just because... I don't know. Yeah, I'll just say pumpkin pie. I love them both, but I'll just say pumpkin pie, I guess. Nothing like having that on. I like having that on my, you know, after I have my Thanksgiving dinner or even Christmas dinner. I have pumpkin pie on both those days. So lately I've not been having much of anything. I've not been enjoying anything, any sweets or sugars or anything like that. For a while I've been just whittling down to Jack Shadow weight. So I can, and you'll notice, good folks, that you can see in the picture, at least the top portion of the picture, am in the original, Jack Shadow is in the original outfit that I have there from 2005. So, what do we got here? A couple pictures from last year's haunt. It's a bit different this year. Some of it is different this year. Some of it's the same. It's kind of a neat picture. But yeah, I am in that outfit again. So pretty happy about that. Takes a lot of probably a lot of craziness to do this to myself. No worries, Brian D says. About me not knowing it, yeah. Bonus says, okay, I'll check them online book clubs out. I think that's a neat idea. PBR says, anyone got a cool costume this year? I'm going as Roman. Oh, really? Are you really? Did you like purchase this, or did you make it like a gorilla suit and a little like I don't even know how to describe the like the little almost like a diver's helmet with TV antennas on it. Roman. Yes. Bowden says pumpkin roll for me. What does the Chiller Night crew like? Come on, answer up, everyone. Well, yeah. What's everybody like? I would say I already voted. Pumpkin pie for me. Gotta have whipped cream on it. Patty says a ninja, master of disguise. They look like everyone else. What? What did I miss? Or maybe I said something I just forgot. But it says, just advertise on Craigslist. Skull seeks people for a horror book club. But don't forget, some books are not read out loud. Pumpkin eggnog, Renee says. Pumpkin eggnog, really? I've never had that. Not much of an eggnog drinker. I have had it. Some people put rum in it, I believe. I've put brandy in mine. I think that I like brandy better than rum. I'm not a big rum drinker. Neither I am an apple pie fan. All right, Patty. Good one, SBC. Touche, LOL, Bonnet says. Oh. And then D says, what's your secret to staying in the same clothes size? Bottle that and make millions. Strict diet. Lots of stress. That helps. When you get so sick, you know, of stress and everything, that does help keep the weight down. But that's not all of it. I mean, I do have a very strict diet. I don't always stay at that weight throughout the year. I mean, I went from, at one point this summer, I was close to 180. It was up to around 178, but I have to get down between 155 and 160 to fit in that costume. But once I'm down there, I can actually fit into my basic training field jacket that I've had since the 80s. So, yeah, it's kind of cool though. I mean, like that, you know, that I'm 56 years old and I can still fit into a jacket, a field jacket that I've had since I was, you know, in my teens, 18, 19 years old. I like crustless pumpkin pie, D says. Oh, you guys talking about, why are you doing this to me? But it says, I like the non-alcoholic eggnog. Now I'm thinking of Christmas. And you're doing that, eggnog. I think of Christmas. Do people drink that around Halloween time? I don't know. Everyone's got their own thing, you know, for Halloween, their own traditions. What do you guys do? I know every year, like, I like to watch, I used to watch, it was a must thing for me to watch The Bride of Frankenstein and Curse of the Werewolf. Those were the two. Now I'm down to like either or, you know, because my time's not as, I don't know, it just seems like I've got so much more to do. But I do like checking out Curse of the Werewolf every year. And as far as Halloween, I'm not doing the haunted house on Halloween night, but I will have the escape room store open, plus the store itself. So, well, stress is no good, Dee says. Yeah, it just isn't. But in some ways, it kind of is, because I thrive on those challenges. And maybe I shouldn't, but I do. And I had, here's why it took me so long to get started on it this year, because I already had a lot of the structure up. Like 3 weeks before opening, I said, hey, I want to add an extra hallway and an additional room, you know, like a whole other section to this thing. You know, and I wasn't ready, I wasn't even finished completing the other modifications yet. And I thought, I'm going to add to it. Really, you know, I wanna really do a good job with this. So I did that. So I know, and you know, Abe was there helping me, and you know, Chuck Griffin, who's been in the haunt since 2006. You know, he's been on and off. He's helped me out, and Bob, some of these other guys. Stephanie said, or Renee says, Stephanie, have you ever read the book Iron Man by Tony Lomi, or Bobby Counts 33 and a third book by Ice-T? Just wondering. But it says, try the Raymond Oodles of Noodles diet. I did that driving truck. Oodles of Noodles is called Trucker's Feast. Yuck. It also seems to be what a lot of college kids live on. PBR says buttermilk pie for the win. Really, there's a couple things that here I've never heard of. No, I haven't read them. Stephanie says, I like pumpkin soup. What? I like pumpkin soup with some fresh cream and a bit of pumpkin seed oil. I've never heard of that. There's another thing I've never heard of. I wonder if that's like is it a German thing? Interesting. Yeah, PBR buttermilk pie is a winner. There's Bonehead knows what that is. Extra whipped cream, Renee says. Bonus says Halloween movie day is Tales from the Crypt and Vault of Horror. Then the classics like Dracula and Frankenstein and Bride movies. Ah, very cool. Very cool. Wow, it is, look at that, 8:58. 8:58, and I think we've covered everything. Want to thank Josh for coming on tonight. That was cool. It's been a while. Again, kind of gave me Chiller Chat vibes there for about 15 minutes. That was a neat show. I would like to eventually get that back on when I have a little bit more time to do something like that. I can commit to it, not kind of henpeck my way through it. Wish where I'd like to be, prepared for an actual show when I do Chiller Chat. So we'll see if that comes up down the road. Chiller Night Theater, I would love to bring that back. We'll see. Maybe we'll see Jack in a special Halloween episode of Chiller Night Theater this month. Maybe we'll do it live. I think that would be cool. I think it would be good for Jack to have a live show. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. I think it'd be a neat idea. Josh says, thanks for having me. Would love to see Chiller Chat make a comeback. Oh, thank you, Josh. I appreciate that. SBC says, I don't have a specific Halloween film. Mostly whatever's on TV, but if nothing is on, some old film from the internet. All right, SBC. Well, maybe we will have a special Halloween program for you to watch with Jack Shadow. I'm going to give it a good effort. We'll see. Al says, good night, everyone. Good night, Al. Thanks for joining us. D says, Halloween, takeout pizza, movie marathons, 80s and 90s horror flicks, Universal classics in there as well, birthday celebration as well. Aha, yeah. Do a Halloween-themed piñata every year. Ah, that's cool. You should show us a picture of one of your Halloween piñatas. Take care. See you next week. Stephanie says, custard pie. You guys are still talking about food, Renee? Custard pie. Thanks for the awesomeness, she says. Bowden says, Yins, be safe and enjoy the week. I hope, and can't wait to hear from you all again next week. Renee says, Eyes to the Sky, CE5, Record UFOs. Yes, live show, Al says. Oh yeah, Miss Renee, that's good too, Bennett says. All right, sounds good, everybody. It is 9 o'clock. Thank you for joining me and each other for another episode of Chiller Night Live. Have a good night. Have a good Chiller Night. We'll see you next week.